Hello, everybody. Welcome to Candidates Corner. This is Greater Seattle Korean Association candidate and electeds interview as part of our King County Voter Education Fund grant. And today we're very pleased to have Andy Song with us. Andy, thanks for joining. And Andy is running for Kent City Council. So, Andy, oh, sorry. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer that this is not an endorsement, but rather a candidate's corner. It's just good to know your candidates and just more about their background. So, Andy, we're just very curious to know. Can you tell us a little about your background, perhaps your personal and professional? Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for that question. And thank you again for giving me this opportunity to come here and speak. So, as was stated, my name is Andy Song. I'm running for Kent City Council. I have been a Kent resident for going on almost 10 years now. Currently, I serve my community as an elected Kent School Board Director, which I was elected about 3 years ago. In addition to that, my professional background, I'm a licensed therapist, behavior analyst. I am the CEO of a small behavioral health agency that covers therapeutic services for kids and adults, ranging from Pierce County all the way through King and Snohomish County. My background as a therapist drove me to wanting to create programs and opportunities in the community, particularly those who are non-native English speaking, BIPOC, and also our Medicaid families, because growing up, I've learned that these are the communities that are often left unattended to and unheard. And throughout my professional growth, I had the opportunity to work at the state level, and most recently over at Seattle Children's Hospital, where I helped develop the autism inpatient unit. And throughout my time, I noticed that there was a lack of accessibility to proper mental health services. So I decided to step away from working at the hospital and to create opportunities for behavioral health services out in the community. In addition to that, I'm also a professor over at Tacoma Community College. I've also guest lectured at UW Med, and I also teach at Colorado State. And what I really want to do is bring forth a lot of the efforts, research, and ideas into how do we create the bridge between multicultural identities and mental health and behavioral health services to better our communities.
Okay, great. Thank you, Andy. With that said, then what's the main reason why you decided to run for King County Council?
Yeah, so I decided to run for Kent City Council for a couple of reasons. I've noticed that through the work that I've been able to employ throughout the state, as part of being on Kent School Board, I was appointed by Governor Jay Inslee back in 2020 on his Disability Rights Committee. A lot of the work that I've done on various boards from Multicare and also with local nonprofits. I see that a lot of candidates have been running on the platform of wanting to help improve public safety, mental health, and substance use. And these are areas of expertise that I have worked in for a majority of my career. And one thing that I noticed was there was a gap in professional and specialist backgrounds who can actually bring forth effective and efficient communications to help bridge the gap between public policy and government, and also the lived experiences of those that we're trying to serve. Over at TCC, I do teach in the Substance Use Recovery Certificate Program, where I'm actually working not just with my students, but also with many of the local providers, from private practice to our larger agencies who are providing the critical care that our society is needing. And what I'm hoping to do is to bring forth some of that expertise onto City Council so that we have voices of actual clinicians with active and lived experiences to bring forth a new perspective on how we might be able to pivot and make some new directional changes to the care that we're providing to our communities.
Thank you, Andy. And finally, if elected, then what's kind of your main priority as it relates to City of Kent?
I can't speak for the entirety of Kent, but I know from many of the neighbors and residents that I've had an opportunity to speak with, public safety, homelessness, substance use are at the forefront of everybody's minds. Kent is one of the most unsafe cities in Washington. We rank number 2 in terms of crime per capita, and I think a lot of it goes to looking at the unaddressed issues of homelessness, crime, and substance use. And so one thing that I'd like to do is, again, to bring forth my effort and really address these issues from the root cause. We have been in this perpetual state of supporting and funding initiatives for many, many years now, with the numbers actually going in the opposite direction. I feel like with many of our neighbors and constituents that the efforts that are being made are no longer effective. And so what I'm hoping to do is to utilize my background, my experiences, and my current professional networks to be able to bring forth new voices and opportunities to see how we can better partner with our local law enforcement, our nonprofit agencies, and our other human and behavioral health service related agencies so that we can pivot and try some new strategies that may not have been explored yet. So public safety, homelessness, and then also wanting to bring forth more revitalization projects. It's really unfortunate for me to have to say this, but I think Kent is one of the cities where I do truly enjoy living here. However, there's not much for us to do. I do catch myself traveling to neighboring cities more often, and another piece of advice and reflections that I've had from many of the neighbors that I've spoken to is we'd like to bring forth more multicultural and community-oriented events, activities, and opportunities to our city. And knowing that our city is one of the most diverse in the nation, I feel like we are at a prime opportunity to truly expand and actually build community and collaboration with the people who we call our neighbors.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Andy, for joining us and just sharing more about your vision. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.